What do you think you want to listen to today?
Well, going through your stuff, I'm thinking King for a Day.
I was so excited about it because I didn't think anybody was going to finally choose Faith No More. All the way from central northern Texas? Central northern, does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't lived there long enough to really be able to...
Traveling from, on tour throughout the United States currently, Jared of the March Divide. Hello.
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 How are you?
Hey, pretty good. It's fancy seeing you around these parts of town.
Just swinging through.
We do have the honor of having you here for a record listening session. Like you said, we could have gone for something easy like
Get Kids,
Fugazi,
Jawbreaker Airlines.
Oh man, all that stuff. But you're right. As popular as I feel these guys are, as iconic and stuff, I don't feel anybody talks about them enough anymore.
Well, I'm going for the nostalgia. That's part of it. In El Paso, that's when I was obsessed with that record, and I bought it because you posted it. It was like I couldn't let you have it and me not. So
oh no, where did you get it from?
I actually ended up breaking down and getting it on Amazon because I was looking around, and that was just kind of the easiest option, if you will.
Yeah.
So.
This particular pressing is from the label themselves, slash Rhino. They put it out, so it's not some weird bootleg or some licensed pressing or anything. It's legit. I'm sure you got the exact same one.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think there's anything special about it. No special release, no colored vinyl. It's just a good old reissue.
Does yours have the extra tracks?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And those are pretty neat.
Cool. That's right. Bonus tracks. Oh man, all of like half of side 3 and all of side 4 is the bonus stuff. Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, let's get right to it then, shall we?
Shall we?
Before we listen to the record, Hector, what are we going to be listening to this album on? Thanks, Hector. We'll be listening to today's record on the Pro-Ject X2, featuring this lovely acrylic louder and a top-of-the-line Sumiko Moonstone cartridge. For the amp, we're using the Peachtree Audio Nova 150, and we'll be fine-tuning the sound with the Schiit Loki equalizer. We'll be hearing it all through the ELAC Unify 2.0s, a 3-way concentric design, which sound badass. Back to you, Hector. All right. Oh, I'm excited. This is it. We're getting this done early. Going from Angel Dust to this, what did you expect?
Not this. You know, they made the guitarist move, which was actually not having a guitarist, but it's the dude from Mr. Bungle. Play guitar on this, and what an awesome fit, you know, I thought.
Who would have thought? I thought, like, oh my god, I just blanked on his name. No, Jim Martin.
There you go, yeah.
Like, who else could possibly replace Jim Martin? Perfectly.
Bungle dude, who I can't think of his name either.
Trace Grin?
Yeah, there you go. This is the only one he did, too, right?
I think so,
yeah.
I felt bad. I felt almost guilty, like, no, I'm not going to listen to Bungle without Martin. But then, like, after talking to my friends about it, like, Jim kind of sucks compared to this.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that out loud. I almost did, but that might be true. And then the other thing, too, is I was kind of over him because the gap, like, there was a huge gap before this record came out. And anyway, I just wasn't... It came out, and I was like, you know, whatever. I wasn't that interested in it. I was still, I think, what year did this come out? Does it say on here?
Probably not on there. Maybe? Hopefully?
Yeah, well, they pressed this in 2016. That's all that I see on here.
Nuts.
This is something that I feel like I should have looked up before.
We should have looked it up. Here, bust out your phone. Let's see. While you bust out your phone, I'm going to bust out a beer. It's early on Saturday, so we're not going to be full on drinking. You were drinking coffee. You had enough to drink. Too much coffee.
I got to play tonight. I'm trying to be responsible. I know that's not very me, everybody, but that's what I'm trying to.
So I'll do it for you. I hope I'm not tempting you or anything. No,
you are absolutely tempting me.
It's horrible. It's for your own good.
1995. So yeah, this came out. I was still in high school, and when it initially came out, I just gotta admit I didn't give a shit just because it'd been so long. I was like over Faith No More.
Yeah.
And but at the Feral House, the house shows there back in the day that you frequented as well, and I played in.
But we didn't know each other.
No,
we didn't know each other back then.
But they would always put this on between bands or when you were over there partying in high school, not having alcoholic beverages or partaking in any illegal substances at all, because way too young for that back then.
Wholesome house shows.
They used to put this record on a lot. It's like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. And slowly but surely, I ended up getting obsessed with it. I bought it, and then college started.
Yeah.
And I used to have battles with, like, I lived in the dorms at first because I didn't have any family left in El Paso when I was going to UTEP.
Yeah.
And I got stuck with some dude that I didn't know from Van Horn. Did you know people actually live in Van Horn, by the way?
There's people
And we'd have like dueling stereo matches, and anyway, I would play this.
What would you play?
I don't know. It was bad.
Anything compared to this is bad at the time. That opening track going into this track is like, holy shit. What are you doing? I mean, in classic Faith No More stylings, but like this is new. Even from the slow stuff on Angel Dust. Same as you. Angel Dust, and as far as I knew, at that point in my life, Faith No More was over. Like
done. Yeah.
I heard
junior
that they
high
came out
band,
with
you
this.
know?
Yeah.
Elementary school, junior high.
And I heard it, but not until after this came out, I moved to Japan. Then I moved back from Japan in late '99, and my friend was super into it. Tim, he's like, "Here, listen to it again," and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is good!"
Yeah.
So during that whole time, I never gave this album a chance. So I'm not one of those Faith No More fans. Like everything that they put out, I don't think anybody could say that honestly. As soon as this album came out, they ran out and got it right away. I don't know anybody who did.
Well, somebody at that Feral House did, because man,
okay, fair
that's
enough,
how I couldn't get away from this record. Like I say, it came out and people were talking about it, and I didn't. You know what? I remember who it was too, and I can't think of that dude's name. Jacob Player. Do you remember that guy? Jacob Player. If you see this, we're Facebook friends, but we don't talk.
No.
I guess I don't.
I do know Jacob Player.
Anyway, I'm pretty damn sure, because that was Kevin Baker that lived there, and like I didn't have stereo privileges at Kevin's house, you know, at the Feral House, but you know, Jacob and him were like best friends, so Jacob put on whatever he wanted. I know that had to be it. I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
You're
so
right.
Anyway, I couldn't get away from it, and you know, you went over to that house that was where you could go do whatever you wanted, and a bunch of high school kids had a house with no parental supervision whatsoever. So whatever they had on, you were going to listen to it because...
I didn't know Jacob hung out there back then. I can't remember if I met him later. Another situation where I may have met him later, but we all partied at the same spot.
Yeah, well, he was always kind of ran around the same people. He lives in San Antonio now, which is why I think it's weird that we don't talk, because I lived in San Antonio for so freaking long. I'd invite him to shows, and I messaged him and stuff, he just never wrote me back or whatever. Probably thinks I'm bad news, to be honest. Like, I shouldn't be hanging out with that guy now.
I can only imagine him now if that was high school.
I can't blame him. So that's fair. It's totally fair, to be honest. So, but yeah, that's what it was. Like, it was just kind of forced on me. Like I said, I did not give a shit about it. But yeah, man. But then this was like soundtrack to my freshman year in college. You know, which was like a year later. So it was already about a year old before it was like all I listened to.
Oh shit.
And I mean, it really was all the way until the next one came out, Album of the Year.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a toughie. No, this one wins out for me.
I think it does too. Well, they actually got a guitarist for Album of the Year, and it was not. I was disappointed that this dude didn't stick with it and stay with him.
Yeah. I also, did you ever get the Faith No More Who Cares? Who Cares a Lot? The best of.
No, I didn't get no.
The liner notes in that are very intensive. And they were explaining that during this whole thing, where's oh shit, what's his name?
Oh,
not Roddy.
Yeah.
No, Roddy Bottom?
Yeah.
It is Roddy Bottom, yeah. He's pretty much absent on a lot of these. The first song, the last one.
Oh, huh.
Oh, on this one he comes out, but if you go back and listen, like, he just didn't care.
Man, on a side note, have you heard his new band that he's got with his boyfriend guy?
Oh,
Man on Man.
I heard about it. I think I heard one track in passing, but no, I didn't sit there and pay
Actually, I
attention.
just ordered the funny story. So it's Man on Man. It's all about gay love and stuff.
And they're both on the cover, right? And the
Yeah,
leash.
it's you know, it's very gay.
Yeah.
As it's supposed to be. But man, it fucking rocks.
Really?
You should check it out. It's cool. It's it's different. It's more right bottom type stuff. But so I was looking for like the best prices on it, and so I was like going online looking up Man on Man.
No!
And so you can imagine like immediately just all the stuff that started like popping up on my. I was like, fuck, man, I'm just looking for a record. I don't need gay porn.
Did you even Man on Man 12-inch?
No, yeah. That's probably actually because vinyl.
No matter what you do.
Yeah, so immediately after having to doing all that, because my wife and I share all the same accounts, I had to immediately go to my wife and just be like, some weird things might come up, but I just want you to know I'm not leading a secret life. I'm really just looking for this record right here. So anyway, after everything started popping up, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go straight to polyvinyl and order because it's on polyvinyl. I just ordered it with polyvinyl,
okay.
but it was like wow, okay.
That was an adventure.
Anyway, you should check out that record. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. You don't have to be gay to love it. Fuck, where was I going with that? Oh, so that greatest hits or whatever and best of, they put out, there was a book, there was like a Faith No More book that I got. I didn't get the greatest hits album, but I got like a book and it was cool. I probably still have it.
Was it something called like the Bastards or something? I don't know.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was fascinating. You know, it went into like they're touring with Red Hot Chili Peppers and their first tour with what's his name? I'm bad with names. Chuck. What's that guy's name?
Chuck Mosley.
Chuck Mosley?
Mosley.
Yeah. Their days with him and anyway, so they would tour. They used to tour in like a U-Haul, and they'd have to like close the back. And guys would be like in the back with the gear because they couldn't all sit in the front and shit. It's like wow.
When I saw Mr. Bungle, they were touring in like a U-Haul.
Yeah, well.
That was cool, and they just unloaded their own shit and everything.
Yeah, well, and were dudes staying in the back with the equipment.
Probably.
So Faith No More was doing. Holy shit, that's just kind of scary. Get a wreck, you die.
Yeah.
I've been in tour wrecks, so I know.
I'm not. I know one time when we were on tour with Spamfield of Fire, the Pissing Razor guys.
Oh yeah.
Pissing Razors guys. We left California and like a few miles out, like anybody close the back? And a bunch of our shit fell out the back.
Oh shit, man.
But the guy called us like right when we realized it. He's like, "Hey, as soon as you pulled out, like a bunch of stuff fell out of your truck."
Fuck, man, that's...
Yeah, dude, the trailer. I'm like, woo! At least it was right there, not like along the way.
Anything get like destroyed?
Nope.
Man, speaking of. If it's okay to bring up another band, and since you brought it, like, dude, have you heard that new Pissing Razors? Oh my god, that is like, holy shit.
They're back with a vengeance.
That thing is, I mean, I play acoustic, feely shit, and man, that album is badass. That moves me. That moves me as someone that used to play stuff like that.
There you go. I want to listen to more of it. I don't know why. I don't sit and listen to.
There's a song called "Chemical Burn," I think is what it's called on there. Oh man, that fucking riff, like, fucking A.
Got to give it to them. I mean, they came back after a big break too. All original, and that's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, they got I mean, I keep waiting for them to announce some giant tour or something. Seems like they got some. You heard it here first. Seems like they got something in the works. If I had to guess.
I hope so.
It seems that way.
I hit him up, offered to do a video for him, but I guess they're busy guys. What was it?
Yeah.
This song, I think this song is the first one I heard. No, this one sticks out a lot though.
Here's your right.
Yeah, there he is. And like we were talking, it took me a while to sit and listen to the whole thing and give it a chance. Like some of my favorite shit. I love this song.
Oh yeah. Well, like all their stuff, you know, the albums are always so all over the place. You got to be in the mood for them specifically. You can't be like, I want to listen to some heavy shit. I'm going to put on, you know, because it's not all going to be that. This is fucking awesome to me. Yeah. This dude's bass sound, goddamn.
consistently on all the records.
Oh, I know.
It's such a fantastic bass song.
It's kind of dated now. Like people don't really have the sound anymore, but they should because it like
They should.
It really adds
It's
kick, you know?
It's not clanky, but it rings clear. But it
Yeah.
has that solid foundation.
punch. It's got a punch.
Yes.
A lot of bass these days just doesn't have that punch it did back in our
Nope.
day.
Nope.
Doesn't have that punch it used to
I mean,
have.
fuck, 95. I'm still blown away. It's that. Oh, 95. Fuck. What the hell else was coming out in 95? Korn barely came out, I think.
Yeah.
The
There's
whole new metal, I
a bunch of
guess.
stuff that nobody talks about anymore.
Yeah.
We're talking about this. That's something.
I do know Faith No More and Mike Patton fans are insane.
Yeah.
They're so intense.
Pantera ruled the day back then, kinda.
Oh, they were, yeah. But that was, oh my God, you couldn't pick a more separate crowd, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I like them
just think
both.
about the Feral House and the band I was in back in the day.
Yeah.
I was one of those people, though, kinda. You know, that metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Matt again, man, that guy was like my hero back then. It's like I still get starstruck hanging out with fucking Matt, which is ridiculous because it's Matt, you know. But it's like when I was 15 or whatever.
No shit.
That guy was God. He was so nice to me though. That had a lot to do with it.
I remember, because, I was in 94, 95, 96, and 96 is when I moved to Japan. But back then, Pissing Razors were doing well, and then I remember in Japan going to a Tower Records, and just like, holy shit, Pissing Razors, they made it!
Oh yeah.
Their shit was like everywhere, like, wow, cool!
Yeah. They recorded, God, what label were they on for those first couple records? But they recorded those like in Germany and shit. I remember I'm talking to Matt about the recording and just the fact that he told me they did it in Germany, because I was still like 17 or,
Yeah.
you know, when he was telling me these stories about how they went to Germany to record this record. It's like, you were still my hero, man. You know, it's just like, you recorded a record in Germany, I just couldn't like,
That's
you know, can't even get anybody to record a song for me. Somebody took you all the way to Germany to do a whole fucking record.
That's why I'm really rooting for them to like get back out there.
Dude, and that new album, goddamn, like
It's gonna blow away a lot of shit that's out there, just half-assed.
people seem to be listening. I mean, their social media can be deceiving, I guess, but you know, they post like stuff about back in the day, and they got like still have your shit, you know, just the kind of fan stuff you want, you know. So they got the core. For
But
sure.
I guess if no one's running it for them, I mean, they're all grown folk that have a lot of their own shit to do. That's where I guess a certain media person would come in handy. Just
Yeah.
handle all that shit.
Well, I think they
blast
have.
it out.
I don't know. I'm speaking from what I've heard, but I think they have a manager, and
Yeah.
she does it. I think. I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah, if you had more time, we could probably go down to like the bar and go hang out with Matt.
Yeah.
He's still running the joint.
He's got. Does he still have the place on the west side?
The West Side Third Hole?
Yeah.
I haven't
not
been
that.
out there. Oh, where you played? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Third Hole or something. I don't
Is that
know.
what it's called?
I don't know. I haven't been out there in forever. I don't get out much these days, so I don't know. To be honest, you probably know more than I do.
Yes.
This.
Yes. This.
I didn't listen to this. I heard track.
This is the stuff, the guitar. Like this is what this dude brought that they didn't have in their other stuff.
I'm thinking about it, like even the previous albums, Jim Martin.
He had one speed. It was just that metal flying V.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. You know. Which is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
He brought what he brought to the band, but it was just cool to, because they still had songs like these back in the day, but the guitar didn't have this dynamic, and he was able to fill that out, if you will. You know.
No insert. Come on, guys.
Well, they got all that stuff there, and
no.
if you read that, it's pretty good stuff.
Guitars by Trey Spruance. Look at that maniac. No, that's not him. Oh, he's not even on here. They didn't even put a picture of him on there.
Yeah, he wasn't in the band. He just played guitar.
Wow. I mean, but listening to Mr. Bungle, like, holy shit. Well, yeah, no wonder.
Yeah. Well, this was probably a sweeter financial situation, though. You know?
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Mr. Bungle's great, sure, but they don't sell the kind of records I think that paid them more.
I don't know, man. Angel Dust or this one? They're just two different bands to me. Well, no, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just think, at the end of the day, the guitar, this is what they needed to fill out all their different facets, you know? Like, listen to that.
No Roddy. Again, you know?
Yeah.
Gentle Art of Making Enemies. No Roddy. At all, you know?
Who was he enemies with?
No, the Gentle Art of Making Enemies. That song, like, No Roddy. This one, No Roddy. Cuckoo for Kaka, definitely. But Get Out, no. Yeah, it's weird.
I've thought about that. But, you know, I mean...
They just said he was like, couldn't get him into the studio. They were pretty much wrote him off.
Huh.
Crazy, huh?
Because he's still strong in it now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Shit. Have you seen him?
Huh? No, I haven't. No. Oh, shit. What was it? Right before the apocalypse, and they ended up having to cancel it, where I was going to have to break down and go see some band. Who were they going on tour with? God, it was like Korn or something. You know, somebody that was like, no.
Not Helmet. Was it Helmet?
No, it wasn't Helmet. It was somebody like, I made a comment on Facebook. You actually made a comment about it. It's like, oh, am I going to have to break down, like, get over myself and go see X so I can see Faith No More?
Oh, man, who was it then? Really? I commented the same way, or I commented to your post, or what?
Fuck, who? I mean, it was like Korn status, though. You know what I mean?
Down?
No. Because I go see, you know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not into them, but, you know, there's no shame in liking them.
This song.
Yes.
Oh, fuck, the whole album, man.
Yeah, the whole goddamn album. That's the thing. Oh, what a day. Oh, man. We're not on side 2 yet.
I know. This pressing is on 180 gram vinyl. It's so clean. It's so crisp. Is your copy? I mean, just. Mwah.
Oh yeah, this is the same pressing. It sounds. Yeah.
No crackles, no pops.
Man, when I got this, after seeing you posting it and like not letting you have the better of me, I like listened to it nonstop. My wife was like, "What the fuck is this? Stop!"
Yeah.
You know. Stop playing this wreck. Can we watch TV, please?
No. Cuckoo for Kaka.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
The real thing. I'll have to admit, I don't like it.
Really, I do. I mean, that's what got me into them. And God, we're like the same. What are we, like a year apart? Without saying our ages, because we're old and that's embarrassing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, I was like in the 5th grade, 6th grade at the most when that was like MTV.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was still. What was cool about that is that they broke through and it was still Slaughter was like.
Oh my God! Fly Like an Angel.
You know what I mean?
Still on the top 20. Up all day, sleep all night. Oh no, sleep all day.
Yeah, I mean, it was like glam rock and Faith No More, and I want to say maybe Alice in Chains.
Guns N' Roses was full on out, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they went on tour together. That's right.
It was so different, though. You know, I mean, it was just good for them. It was so different, and it was fucking cool. I liked it. You know.
That bass tone.
Yeah.
Of course,
yes.
Epic, and then what's that song? The singles on it. Epic. Falling to Pieces. I like Falling to Pieces more, but generally the whole album, after hearing Angel Dust, like, because they left all that shit behind, like the real thing stuff. And then Angel Dust got weird. Well, that's why it kind of failed.
Well, yeah, no, but
Commercial.
I mean, it had the cult. That's honestly though, that's probably what kept their careers going as long as it did, because that's when they got that cult following that they still have.
That's where I got like, if they put out another real thing, I don't think I would have.
No, yeah, old dudes in their 40s wouldn't be sitting around in a room with cameras on them talking about them all these years later. Had they kept doing that. So,
good job, Mikey.
Yeah, way to go, way to go.
Well, the rest of the guys. Going back to the concert thing. No, I can't remember what band it was, but yeah, they were going out with someone like, I'm gonna have to watch that.
They got canceled because of the end of the world.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I wish I could remember though. But I was gonna like drive somewhere and see someone that I would never be caught dead seeing, you know, to go see Faith No More.
Oh man, no. Oh, we'll look it up. We'll look it up right now.
Yeah.
when Sol Invictus came out, I was with my ex, and we went to Boston, and they just happened to be in Boston the same week I was. I'm like, I don't give a shit. We're gonna go see Faith No More.
And you went? Did you go?
Yes. Oh, I never thought I'd get to see Faith No More again.
I've only listened to that album maybe once. Do you have it? Like,
I do.
I want to get it. I've thought about just ordering it sight unseen, you know? Probably because it's the only one that I could afford to get. All their fucking records are, I think, how much, do you remember how much you
This
paid for
one,
this?
it was just a regular,
Yeah.
Luckily, it was just a repress that we caught at the right time.
Me too.
Fresh.
It was, you know, double out. I mean, it was probably $30 bucks,
30
maybe, but
nothing crazy, nothing to where it's like,
yeah. I'm
thinking
really,
about it. It was like a no-brainer. Like, oh fuck yeah, of course.
Man, vinyl's getting on that note. The inflation's killing us all, man. There are records where it's like, I just can't pay that. I cannot.
That's why I
cannot buy your record.
Like you said, I stopped. I pretty much stopped. Like you said, you just ordered the new Drug Church.
Yeah.
I was like, I really want it, but I gotta stop.
It's affordable. That one was affordable. Yeah, I do. I'll sit there and think about it. There's a couple. Like, did you see the surprise drop of that Pedro the Lion record? Like,
no.
I had to sight unseen go ahead and buy that, but it was only $22, you know, so no big deal. Like a regular record should be. That's maybe $2 more than a record should be, in my opinion. But
and that's fucking fine.
yeah,
I mean,
well,
shit.
obviously
Yeah.
he can get it because I did it before.
If
I
it's
even
like
listened to
$20, 25 pushing it, and once it hits 30 and up, like,
Yeah.
All right, side 2.
Yes, side 2. I'm really looking forward to side 3 because what a day. That is maybe my favorite song on the record.
Ooh. Man.
All of it.
I am ashamed at myself that it took me so long to really get it and listen to it all. I mean, I got it before this, of course, but my entire trip to Japan, I didn't listen to it, nothing. So there's 5 years after it was released. That's when I finally gave it a
5
spin.
years, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, I was, like I said, when it first came out, hanging out at that Feral House in my last year of high school, they were just, I didn't give a shit, and I didn't want to give a shit about it either, because I had my own things that I gave a shit about.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's just like, how do you not? I mean, it's fucking brilliant, you know? And then it was like a soundtrack to my life which is why I remember, you know, just being in college and buying fucking 40s. But I wasn't old enough to buy 40s, so someone else buying 40s for me.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
That's what you fantasize in college.
Yeah.
That's all about.
And that's what this record reminds me of. So the nostalgia.
Neat. I didn't know that this one played that big a part in your life. I mean, I know you said you loved it and everything, and you got it like we talked about back then when you did get it. But shit, I didn't know it was like one of those milestones.
Yeah, it was one of the, you know, there's those records that like really represent an era for you. Yeah,
what a hell of an album. That's great.
This is definitely one of them.
I wish it were that for me, because it is such an awesome album, and you know, it's just that extra special when you find it at a time and like in your life. Like me, it felt more like a revisiting or barely discovering once I'm already older, you know?
Yeah.
But living through it is like, whoa.
And, you know, like I said, that's kind of why I wanted to pick this one too, because I'm sitting here in El Paso.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hometown,
my homeland,
stomping grounds.
And this was, you know, nostalgia from my homeland. And then there were the obvious ones because I do what I do, where we could put on the Get Up Kids or something. But and it's not that those albums don't mean just as much, but
this was like high school.
Yeah. back before I shaved. You know.
Yeah.
With purpose, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, but Sol Invictus, it's weird. I like it. This one immediately it'll resonate with you at least.
It's got the hooks. Yeah.
Sol Invictus, maybe one, maybe two songs. Like, oh, right away. Other than that, it takes a few listens and then you'll love it.
I was excited, and I'm sure that if I gave it more of a chance, you know, like I said, I listened to it once. I was probably into, you know, I like get into an album. I think at the time I was like really into something else, but of course I had to check it out, and it didn't just initially grab me.
Yeah.
And I've been, you know, I regret that. I need to go back, and maybe that's the one that 5 years later I'll, get into, like you were saying with this.
When I saw them, the record, I don't think it was even out, but they of course played songs off of it.
Yeah.
And there was this one song that really caught me, like live. It's like, what song is this? And it's fuck. I can't remember what it's called. I gotta look it up.
Dude, did you get that the new Mr. Bungle? I'm sure you did.
Yes.
With Scott Ian and.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, I got it.
I was gonna get it and didn't get it. I think that was another one of those. Well, first off, you couldn't fucking get it. It kept like selling out immediately, and then I think I was over it by the time it was actually available. And isn't it expensive or something?
Now it is.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's like $40.
Yeah.
I think, and like we were talking at lunch.
Times are tough.
They put out like 13 copies, 13 different variants, and some suckers got all 13, and that's where it's like, come on.
The new, I don't know if are you into hot water music?
Yep.
They can't keep that, the new one that they have coming out, they can't keep that fucker in stock. It keeps it, they had all these variants, they sold out like first day. I was going to get it, sight unseen, hadn't heard it. Have you heard the new song? They put out another single like yesterday.
Holy shit, really? Where did that come from?
Oh man, yeah, it's on
out of nowhere.
Equal Vision's putting it out. Yeah.
No, I didn't hear
fucking
it.
bass right there. Yeah, just check that out. It's badass. It's hooky. It's kind of different.
Wow, what's the last time they put anything out?
A few years ago. I mean, they're still active. The one before this new one, I wasn't nuts about, so I was a little bit like, I don't know, we'll see. And then they put out the first single. I was like, okay, I'm back. I'm in.
Oh shit.
They did that one. Started with an E. Before that, it was on Epitaph. The last one was on Rise. No. The one actually was on Rise too. Had a black cover, started with an E. Elixir, maybe.
Really?
That one was freaking awesome. It was like one of their best ones. I mean, it was almost as good as like Caution or.
Shit, I haven't kept up. Like, I'll
like
come
10 years
across
old now,
them.
too.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'll come across them every now and then. I'll listen, but I haven't kept up with them. Like the news, follow them everywhere and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're great. I stay at Level, my band Level, which turned into the conversation. We used to play in Gainesville a lot. It's when we were still on Schiit Records, going back to El Paso days. Anyway, we used to play in Gainesville a lot. There was this place that we do Monday nights, college nights, and this was back in the day. I was booking us back then, and email, like you were still booking mostly on the phone. This is like the 90s, 99, maybe 2000.
Yeah.
Actually, we were on Schiit, so it had to be 2000. But it was the year 2000.
Yeah.
We stayed, some guy played this place that we played Monday night. It was Gainesville. Gainesville's hopping every night. It was fucking college town, like the epitome of a college town. And, hey, over the mic, we need a place to stay. We stayed with this dude. It was, we were staying at the bass player from Hot Water Music's house.
No shit.
Yeah, but it was his roommate. They were on tour, of course.
Did you know?
Yeah, because that's what they did. They toured nonstop.
Were you all creepy and taking pictures of his bed?
Dude, yes. Well, we didn't have, we didn't have like phones, and we weren't organized enough to have like disposable cameras. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Like people who enjoy memories would. But yeah, I stayed in the dude's room, and his dog like hung out with me.
That's
and I thought that was cool. And the dude gave us a whole shitload of Hot Water Music stuff that I have to this day. So I have like all the early Hot Water Music, and it actually sounds really nerdy saying it out loud, but it's like the bass player's roommate gave me this when I crashed at his house while he was on tour.
That's funny shit. Man.
No, it was awesome.
That is awesome. Cool. Holy shit, that's a good story.
It's not terrible.
When did you find out?
Oh, when we got when we were staying at the place, we were kind of looking around, and there was a bunch of Hot Water Music stuff around.
Like, hey,
we're like, whoa, you're into Hot Water Music? And we knew they were from there.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you guys know who they are? He was just the roommate with the big, and we start gushing,
oh, it's his house.
Looks over and all of a sudden all four of us had boners or whatever, and he's just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, the bass player lives here. Here, have some stuff, Gave us, I don't know, a bunch of records.
All the shit you just wanted gone. Mm-hmm. Just taking up too much.
Yeah, probably like, you're helping me out. Take it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But this
was a single.
Was it? I didn't really know that there were some. These are all singles to me because I just put this record on and never stopped. And speaking of El Paso, they sure shit weren't playing it on KLAQ, you know. El Paso's best rock. El Paso's only rock, goddammit. Only rock.
Then they go into REO Speedwagon again.
Yeah. This was like the days, you know, At the Drive-In was like all over MTV.
Oh, no
and
shit.
they weren't even playing them on, El Paso's best rock, you know? It's like,
Fuck KLAQ.
guys, man.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
What was that other, of course it was just classic rock, only that, The Bandit or something? You remember that
Oh,
station?
yeah, The Bandit, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
It was like way low on the dial,
sticker.
it was like 88.4, you know, and they basically played the same shit as KLAQ, but I was like, I'm done with you guys, and so I would only listen to The Bandit in my car with no air conditioning, you know.
Oh, my God. Oh, separation anxiety.
Oh, right, okay.
Separation
That's the song you're
anxiety
talking about.
that they played live.
Let me
I'm
see
like,
this thing.
oh my gosh. Gold vinyl, pretty rare, foil stamping.
Put this sucker out.
Reclamation.
Okay.
Epicac. No, yeah, Epicac and Reclamation. They did it themselves, I guess, you know?
Probably, I mean, it's not like they can't afford it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can find it on the cheap, cool. It is. You can find it.
Yeah,
cheap.
I should get this simply because it's affordable.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong.
If you don't get any special pressings or anything, yeah. I think even this, I just looked on Discogs the other day. I think it only goes for like 35 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, for a $25 version, but yeah.
Yeah. Shit, what was it? I forgot. Oh, I forgot.
I wish I was. Oh, Modelo makes those?
Yeah.
I've only seen like the Bud Light ones, you know?
I haven't gotten those. Maybe they're good.
Well, you're too good for a Bud Light one. I mean, I'm
don't like
too good for a Bud Light one.
If they're free, shit, yeah, of course I'll drink them, but yeah.
My wife from St. Louis, that's her jam. That's her, like,
Bud Light?
well, she's from St. Louis.
Oh.
And then the fact that she lives in Texas now, so it's her accepting her new life, I guess.
Just succumb.
Yeah. The jam.
Oh man, this is when, this was the driving home at 3 a.m. songs. Like,
This is this song is like the epitome of Mike Patton and his balls to do like whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
It's not the, cuckoo for caca stuff. It's the
the lounge singing.
the low and like who sits around. Your band brings you a song. You're like, I'm gonna sing it like this.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do, guys, and you're gonna fucking be okay with that.
I always wanted to sing like Mike Patton. Well, I'm sure everybody wants to sing like Mike Patton.
I mean, you don't have to because Mike Patton sings like you, because he sings like everybody, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, the dude covers every fucking bass there is. So, man, that slide thing, and then that descending deal, that really takes me back to like, I want to write like this, you know? It's just smart, and it doesn't even have to be like in the context of this kind of music, just
just songwriting
the
in general.
moves that they make, it's like fucking good.
And they should teach you this in band when you're in junior high.
Well, they do, actually. That's kind of the shit that they, well, not the songwriting, but, that's the depth of the creativity, though. It's not just like 3-chord bullshit.
Yeah. And just walk away.
That's one of the things, like Faith No More, and that's one of the reasons a band like this can last so long is it's truly a collaboration, like one dude is not coming up with this. There's just nobody has the capacity, like, there's no individual has the capacity to write this shit. You know what I mean? This is like, this takes 4 to 5 brains minimum.
Yeah.
And a solid ass producer.
Who did produce this?
Cliff Norrell, which
I don't know.
maybe I should be embarrassed and probably get called out online or something, but I don't know who the fuck that is. I gotta be totally honest.
I'm pretty music geeky, but not that level music geeky.
Well, Andy Wallace, too. But this other guy was listed first, so...
Oh, shit. Andy helped him? Maybe this is what broke Andy Wallace. Ooh.
Could be, I mean... But Andy Wallace, I mean...
No, he's been
around, that just pulls at the heartstrings, you know.
Even this, like sometimes, like with an album as energetic as this, when something like this comes on, I usually like, man, skip. But not this time.
Oh yeah,
no sir. Not this one.
You know what a funny record that we could have done, funny in the context of it being me doing it, is, do you have the Incomplete on vinyl?
I do have the Incomplete on vinyl.
That would have been a good, I could have done that one too, with the same like emotional gravity for me, you know. I was younger, I would literally...
Oh my god, I think I was in 8th grade, I think.
Yeah, you know what, I have... story on that. So my dad was in the air. Well, you were a military brat too, right? That's how you ended up in Japan. I lived in Japan when I was like way younger than you were.
Shit, there you go.
But my parents got a divorce, so I went to visit my dad. We lived here. So I like grew up here, but I moved away for like junior high, and then I moved back. I can't remember exactly. So it was 8th grade, so I might not have moved back yet. But I went to go see my dad. He was doing some training in Florida, and he would be gone all day, and he was on base. Or maybe he was teaching some training, I don't know. I mean, whatever the fuck he was doing. If he told me, he would have had to have killed me probably. Anyway, so staying on base, you know that whole deal.
Yeah.
And he'd be gone all day, and I would just left to my own devices before internet and things. So I'd walk all the way to the PX, which was like miles. So it'd take me like an hour to get there. But that's all I had to do. My dad would give me like money every day. And I bought, the same day, I bought the Incomplete as I bought Pearl Jam 10.
Oh, perfect.
I got both the same day. And
that's the kind of shit
and I was into both those kind of things, you know, and you know, Pearl Jam was like this new groundbreaking thing, and then I was just kind of starting to get into death metal, and so Obituary was like, I'm going to give this a try. And that is like...
What better, like, just... Not, I don't want to say generic, but like the epitome, the perfect explanation. What's death metal sound like? You hand them the Incomplete.
This is what death metal, yeah, and so this, like, that is my favorite, like... man, those new, I don't know if you've listened to those new Obituary records, though. Goddamn.
Yes.
Those last two, holy fucking Christ, they're great.
I have I guess it's the newest one, the self-titled?
Yeah.
Yes,
whoa. Man. Yeah, I listen to that on, like, that is good treadmill music right there. Yeah, and that one before it, too, Inked in Blood.
Oh, I didn't hear all of that.
I'm surprised you don't have that, because the pressing of it is, like, amazing. It looks really fucking great, and it was reasonably priced.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Incomplete, that is like,
that's another one.
My fate, you know, just emotionally drawn, like, you know.
Oh, I can't believe
if I had to be locked in a cave with one death metal record, that's the one. I think, you know, for the rest of my life.
Oh man.
You can only listen to one more death metal record the rest of your life. Ooh. That would be the one.
Yeah, because Heartwork.
But
that's not, when I think of death metal, like,
that's like death metal goes pop.
Yeah, there you go.
You know?
Really good fucking
Oh man, it's fucking amazing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But, no, you're right, the Incomplete. The Incomplete is the very first song I ever learned on bass.
Oh, really?
It's just and yeah, so that will always be a huge milestone.
I had this really good friend of mine, John Michael, who he was a bass player in Mojo, if you remember that, after Matt Henry, blonde white dude.
Okay.
Anyway, so he actually moved here to be in the band. He was from this little town that I lived in for junior high. So I come back from visiting my dad. So yeah, I hadn't moved yet, because I come back and I showed John. So yeah, it was the 8th grade, and I was like, "How do they get this good?" And John was like a savant, like musician, probably the most talented musical person walking the earth. Yeah. And I'm like, "How does he get this fucking guitar sound?" Like, couldn't figure out the guitar sound. You know, I had like a metal sound. I wanted to be a metal guitarist at that point in the 8th grade. Who didn't, right? And I just couldn't figure it out, because like, I'm turning all the knobs. And John's like, dumbass, like, you grab my guitar and just turn the tone all the way down. I was like, there it is. I was like, oh my God, that's it. Yeah, it's great. Like, yeah, they just turned like, no, it was all mids, tone, all mids, all bass. You know, it's like, it sounds honestly kind of like shit, but it's just fucking badass.
Oh man,
you know?
I love that sound. Yeah. Like, if you use that guitar tone with anything else that you play,
Oh yeah,
it sounds like shit.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
doesn't work
only
great.
an obituary and
Barely
those
fucking works
riffs.
for. It doesn't work for any other death metal band either. You know, there are other bands that try it. And you can't even make out what they're doing. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's just that slow, chuggy, groovy riffs.
Yeah, and they put fucking reverb on it too. It shouldn't just be a mess, but it's not. That recording too, it's funny because that recording is not great. You know, it's on Roadrunner and all that. I mean, it's probably as good at the time as you could get with
Who
that
did
kind
it?
of stuff.
Scott Burns? I don't like any of Scott Burns. Well, Scott Burns was huge.
Probably.
He did everybody.
He was the guy that did them all.
Everybody, but I hated his bass tones. That typewriter clickety-clackety bass that Scott Burns always got. But, I mean...
He did all those records.
That Alex Webster bass, the Cannibal Corpse, just
You can't
treble.
even hear it.
I know.
You can't even hear it. I know. And the band, like, why did they even, you know, they didn't have to pay that guy. Like, I don't think anybody knew he was there. You know, seriously. All you could hear was that clank. That was it. There was no, it didn't add like any bass to it.
No. I guess that's
so
a
funny.
charm. Ah, well. What? Oh, shit. What was this? Last song on this side, too. Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
We're coming up on What a Day.
Just looking at the track list, like, shit.
That chorus on What a Day. That is like should have been a single. Maybe it was for all I know. But.
Yeah, that singles, that Who Cares a Lot single collection. Was it that came with the DVD? I don't know. I have a DVD of all of their videos that they ever did.
Oh.
And
really?
Evidence had one. Who else? Off this album? Shit, I think just Evidence on this. Excuse me.
I don't remember this having like. Well, I mean, I say that. I want to say I don't remember this having huge commercial success.
Oh no,
but,
no,
you know,
not at
growing
all.
up here, KLAQ, and then it was really like whatever all my friends were listening to. That's what you know.
No, like everywhere else I've ever lived, California, Hawaii, Japan, El Paso has the absolute worst radio
Bad
and media.
radio, yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
This town is very guilty of bad radio.
Dude, even Las Cruces has better radio stations.
The college station in Cruces is pretty sweet.
Yeah?
Yeah, fuck, does a UTEP station even, like, it only, you can only listen to it in the Union when I went there.
Oh, no, it reaches everywhere now.
Oh, does
You're
it?
right.
Okay.
No, but I don't listen to it for music. Well, the morning jazz. They have the jazz programming's awesome, and but the shows.
Dude, do you remember? And maybe it's still on the air. I don't know, but it was. I guess it was a college station, but in Juarez had. It was like 100 point.
Oh,
it was up there.
Oh, that's gone. Yeah, they did play some wacky stuff. They played everything.
Dude,
they
it
went
was
from
good.
like a ranchera to like metal.
Yeah,
There's
death metal.
something.
Like I want to say that's the first time I heard Carcass was on that station.
Really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
swear to God. And then they played local. They played some local. Like I think we got on there somehow. Do you remember that guy Matt Henry? Do you know who that dude is? Anyway,
I had to.
he's the one that showed me that station. I was like, I had no
cool.
idea.
Sure.
No idea. And you know, it's Juarez, so
Yeah.
obviously it's right there. But you also got to understand you had to be in certain parts of town that you could even.
I'm pretty sure right here. The border's like right there. I could see it from
Yeah,
my
it's funny when, every time I come down here, it's like, man, you are right there.
Yep.
You are right there.
The wall's built. And it's not a wall. It's a fence. Oh, they made it a little bit higher.
Oh, did they?
They added like another 10 feet and a shitload of barbed wire because people were just scaling that shit.
Yeah,
and
well, I
coming right
remember
over
it took them years to do it, and I was thinking like, wow, they're really making a move here. And then when they were done with it, it's like, you can get over that.
That's what you came up with, guys. Yeah.
It's probably not a huge, honestly, the big deterrent would be that they have to cross a fucking freeway when they get, immediately getting over, I guess. Side 3.
Going to side 3.
This is what I've been waiting for.
This is your jam?
Yeah. The chorus on the song is fucking badass.
Let's do it.
God, we're gonna get into the B-sides.
Oof.
Shit. It's the bass sound. I'd always describe that like, go to the studio and this is the sound that I was trying to get. And of course, I wasn't the bass player, so the bass players were always like, shut up, dude. It's not what I want. But I was like, it sounds like a fucking getting hit by a brick to me. That's how I try to describe it to the engineer. It's like, just
That's a good
smacking you in the
description.
face with a fucking brick. That's what I want the bass to sound like. right.
Hey, is this channel coming out?
Is what?
Oh.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that changes everything.
Stupid Audio Quest cables that are giving out. Audio Quest, how dare you charge this much for the...
I want your stuff. Oh, did you sell those monitors you were putting up?
I was just saying that they're on sale through the website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, $300 for the previous iteration of these, but I think I like the old ones better. I gave my old ones to my son.
Oh, okay.
And I like those better, I think.
I really envy your stereo set. Since we moved forward, we have a new house. We're like, there's just so much shit we got to deal with, like house stuff, before I can start pushing on my wife, like, look what I got,
Look what we got, what I got us.
Yeah. Well, and she'll come back with, your daughter needs a new bed. So
she can sleep on the old speakers.
But yeah, man, and the tape deck, and I want to have a dedicated stereo. We've got an entertainment surround sound kind of thing, and that's what. And it sounds great. It's Bose. It's awesome. Yeah. But I want this. I want what Hector's got. Just like this record. That's why I bought it. I want to.
It is an investment.
I want Hector's life.
But this shit is going to last you the rest of your life if you take care of it well. This is actually my parents from when they were our age, I guess.
Yeah.
I went to go visit, and I was just rummaging through all their shit, like, you don't use this? I'm going to take this. I'm sorry. I'm going to take the stereo.
My dad, when I lived here, probably listened to this, actually, shortly after this.
What I did. Sorry.
Yeah. My dad was like a big audio nut, similar to you.
Shit.
And he had all this stuff, and he would gift me the thing as he would get new things. So I had a badass Pioneer stereo, Pioneer tape deck and CD play, changer and all that back in, the late 90s. But moving around, I was in college, and then, I went quit college and went on tour for
You had a very nomadic life.
Yeah, and so how do you keep up with that stuff? My mom had a bunch of shit in storage, which, if you knew my mom, you'd understand that that's the end of it.
Really?
And now she's dead, so I don't even know where a lot of that stuff went. But I want that, man.
All in due time. I mean, it took me up until 3 years ago to finally get it.
Yeah, look, you even have a hood ornament to show off your. Yeah, it's like your Hector G hood ornament.
Dude, a coworker gave that to me. Oh my God! In 2002. I'm this fits perfect here. I finally have a good place for it. But yeah, man, all in due time. Shit.
You gotta get a CD. I want I want a tape deck, but man, we were talking about, I want to get a fucking CD player again too.
Out of everything that we have, tape player, vinyl, streamers, I don't have a CD player. You don't have a CD player either.
No, I mean, I do in the van.
Yeah, but you want one at home to listen to your CDs
I do,
properly.
I do, though. I do. I like records. I like streaming, and I like CDs. I think I listen to CDs more than tapes. Tapes are cool.
CDs, no. Tapes, if they're in good condition, holy shit, I forgot how awesome tapes sound on a good tape player.
In a different way.
But if they're crumpled up or whatever, or they're just that old, they sound like shit. CDs fucking sound
That's
great.
The thing. CDs are flawless forever. Tapes wear out, and like you said, they can get screwed up. So I also inherited all my dad's records too.
Lucky.
Pretty fucking cool. I've got some cool shit like Foreigner and Beatles stuff. Anyway, he had a wide range of cool shit. Deep Purple. He's anyway. But I've never worn out a record. All this, everybody's got to have 180 gram and all that. You got to really listen to a fucking record and it's, I don't know. Have you ever worn out a record?
You know what?
I mean, I bought some in pawn shops, or not pawn shops, at thrift stores or whatever that are maybe worn out.
Some of my first records are, what are they? Come on.
And maybe I have, I guess, and gotten used to what they sound like now, but.
Some of my first albums were Girls, Girls, Girls and Dr. Feelgood.
Oh, man. That's fucking awesome. I want some Dr. Feelgood.
And this is, I got this when it came out. Look at it. This is my original pressing. My mom taught me how to take care of records. Like, don't touch them like that. Don't grab them, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a little dirty, but look, it's okay.
You got a little something there, but I don't.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it plays over fine. Yeah.
It'll play absolutely fine. So no, they will last forever. I guess what I meant by worn out is if people just don't take care of them well, they're gonna sound like shit.
When did you get this?
When it came out.
In '89?
Yeah.
Seriously? Wow.
My mom got it for me. Like, they were all over MTV at the time.
Yeah.
So girls, and then Dr. Feelgood came out.
These.
I'm like, Mom, give me Dr. Feelgood, and she did.
Yeah, I was into. Heck yeah, man.
This was
fifth grade.
Them and rap were my childhood. Like growing up, like, I love these.
All that. I mean, I was into all that shit because I was, if you were into rock. And MTV was all you had at that age. I mean, that's all, that's what you got.
And back then, KLAQ, I think, just played more classic rock than the modern. Sometimes they'd play Molly Crew and stuff, but...
Yeah, I mean, MTV, that's where you got it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I was all about Molly Crew, Bon Jovi. I liked a
Bon
lot.
Jovi, Def Leppard.
Oh, yeah, Def Leppard.
Yeah, Hysteria,
Bon Jovi
man.
was my first concert.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, at the Pan Am Center in Las Cruces. Skid Row opened up for Bon Jovi.
Dude,
and
wow. So you've seen Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, in his prime.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think Monkey Business barely came out. The Slave to the Grind, I think, barely came out. Or was it?
Yeah, that's...
when New Jersey came out? No, yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah, same time as like that Monkey Business and Slave to the Grind, yeah. Dude, I've got this guy Jason West who plays drums on my stuff and we're friends. I don't have a drummer, but if I did, when I do, it's Jason.
Yeah.
He was Sebastian Bach's drummer on some big... He did a solo tour that Sebastian Bach did when they opened for Guns N' Roses on that...
the Chinese Democracy?
Yeah. So Jason played drums opening for Sebastian Bach, opening for Guns N' Roses on that tour. Isn't that crazy?
That's great.
Yeah, he's got some Sebastian Bach stories that I'll let him tell sometime.
He was hanging out with Buckethead?
Yeah, I guess so.
Buckethead, that's
and
so cool.
Jason and Axl apparently like really hit it off and would do a lot of hanging out. Because from what I understand, Jason didn't want to do a lot of hanging out with who he was playing with. But
hold on.
Oh, your stuff. That's a bummer.
Where's my remote?
Right.
Could you give me my remote? I'm just gonna bypass the fucking EQ. There we go. All right.
This album don't need no EQ.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, Mutual Love of Cheap Trick. Jason is like this huge. That's the reason, because Jason's like a metal guy. If you hadn't picked it up on that. Anyway, Jason's like Cheap Trick's his favorite band, and I think that's like how we fit together. Just the whole pop aesthetic of it. But him and Axl Rose would sit around and listen to Cheap Trick together and talk Cheap Trick.
That's an epic story.
It is an epic, Jason should be here telling it, not me.
I want that to be me.
I know, that's why I like telling the story. Just the fact that I know somebody that can tell that story is why I just told it.
When was the last time we busted out that story? And it was like relevant.
I try to bust that story out any chance that I have. And so anytime that Sebastian Bach comes up, which is never.
True. Sorry, Sebastian.
Yeah, sorry.
But going back to that whole thing, you're right. Records don't wear out.
I don't think
good care of them.
Yeah. Like anything else, tapes too, I guess. Well, tapes do wear out though, because if you play them,
they do. It's just that because it's. Oh, but that's contact too. But no, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I have old tapes that are muffled and it's just worn out. Sometimes they get crinkly.
Yeah.
I guess same with records, they could get scratched, but they're pretty fucking resilient.
Yeah, I can't have it. Sure, there's a needle scraping across it, but I just don't think that it. My point is that I don't think that you have to buy a fucking 180 gram. Like you get some of these labels, they put out these records that are like this fucking thick, and it's like really takes up a lot of room in my shelf. And I would like had they made just a normal size record.
Look at this. Flimsy.
From 1989.
Flimsy.
Yeah.
Look, yes, I'm doing that. I'm bending it just to show, but nothing's gonna happen to it.
Yeah, and I'm listening to all these records that my dad gave me of Beatles records that he's had since 1970 or whatever. They're like paper thin, and they sound, they sound great. Fucking.
And they sound better. I don't know, like the new mastering. There's something about the old records,
Yeah, well, they're analog. They're recorded analog, they're mastered analog, and then just the way that, and a lot of, like, you get these punk rock records, they don't have the money necessarily to do it. And, and mastering for vinyl helps a lot.
A lot.
But it's,
you could tell when they just took the digital rip and cut it, and that's it. Like, oh, what are you doing?
And I get it. It's expensive. Like, I'm having my new album mastered for vinyl right now. It's like,
man,
you gotta, and it's not like, I gotta mortgage the house over it, but it's, it's still just like, fuck.
That's another thing. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference. I guess it does to a point if you're really listening. Shit's just recorded digital now.
Yeah, I mean, it does. You need to get it, you absolutely need to get it mastered for vinyl, but to the point that you're making, those older records, they sound better recorded analog to...
Yeah, exactly. That's why
you can't lose the digital,
I stopped, that's another thing that made me just halt a lot of purchases, because the old stuff, like the old re-releases, I guess like this, Entombed was recorded on analog, on tape.
Yeah.
Transferred to analog. The digital stuff now transferred to analog. It's like,
There's a lot of records that you get, if you have the hi-fi streaming, it's going to sound the same as whatever fucking record you put on.
Yeah.
It is. But the act of the record, I do like the act of the record.
Oh, yeah.
And I also want to give the band some money.
Yes.
But that goes back to, maybe sometimes I'd rather just buy a CD.
There you go. Man. And, is that it? That's it, huh?
That is it. Yeah, we're about to get into the B-sides.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Amazing.
Is this your favorite Faith No More record?
I think so. Yeah.
I do.
It is.
It is.
You know what? I do love Angel Dust, but I find myself revisiting this a lot more often than Angel Dust.
Like if I'm going to put one on, this is the one. If I'm going to put one, you get one. This is the one that I'm.
If you had to show somebody Faith No More, what is a Faith No More? This is a Faith No More.
All of them are so fucking different.
I know.
How do you sum them up?
Well, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. Thanks,
talking
man.
Talking to you about this fantastic Faith No More album. And, good luck at your show tonight.
Thanks.
I'll be recording it, so you'll get to see it anyway. And, let's next time you're in town, we'll do another one.
Yeah, if we lived in the same town, we could have like a Wayne's World kind of show.
Oh, yeah.